Hello everyone, it's James here, and it's a really big day for us at Carbon Collective. We have one really big announcement for you all, and then we have two really interesting articles that pair well together. And finally, I'm going to start a new tradition, which is welcoming everyone to every new person to our newsletter. So welcome Eric, Lee, Christine, Ariel, Weston, Theo, Stacy, and Karen. We hope you find it interesting and informative. Please reply if you have any questions or want to see more of a certain type of content. Okay, so to the big news. We have launched our investment platform. What does that mean? It means you can now move money, so your 401k, your IRA, any of your general investing accounts over to Carbon Collective Investing, and we will build for you a low carbon high impact portfolio. So this is one that we've cut out all the really high carbon sectors like industrial, utilities, energy, materials, and we replaced that with companies that are building the drawdown future. This is the future without fossil fuels. We also have this portfolio balanced with green bonds and government bonds to make it well diversified. The fees are really low. Zach and I put our money on it because we're really excited about it. We hope you're equally excited. If you want to learn more about it, check out the video that's linked below in the how we build our portfolios. Zach does a really concise, beautiful explanation with great graphics explaining how it all works. Or go hop over to our blog where we wrote some pretty in-depth articles on how and why we built the portfolios the way we did. You can also see what companies are in them and what ETFs we use in our portfolios if you're interested. Or if you're just really excited, click Get Started and fill out the information there and we'll get your count up in no time. So I hope you all check it out, share it with your friends. It is a big step forward for us and a big step in making it easier to take the environmental impact out of your life savings. Now, one of the suppositions Zach and I had when we built this whole platform was that it's actually super important for us to be investing in the public companies that are working towards a sustainable future. So companies that are building the infrastructure we need for a world without fossil fuels. If we support those companies, if we're putting our money in there, that supports the stock price. Then when they sell shares, they can raise larger chunks of money to build more infrastructure that we need. Now, a perfect example of this came up in one of our drawdown portfolio companies called Plug Power, which raised $1 billion to build out green hydrogen infrastructure. So what is green hydrogen and why is it important? Green hydrogen is hydrogen that is produced using renewable energy and water. So you stick two electrodes in water, you run a current through it, it breaks the oxygen and the hydrogen apart, and we save the hydrogen, and then we have more oxygen in the world, which is great. And then we can use that hydrogen in industrial applications where you might not be able to use regular electrical power. If in really high temperature applications where you need to store it for long periods of time, hydrogen works really well. However, we need more infrastructure to power that. Now, Plug Power builds vehicles, industrial vehicles like forklifts that run off of this. And to be successful, they'll need to produce a lot more green hydrogen. As we produce more renewable energy, we will have a greater capacity to use that electricity for producing hydrogen in a virtuous cycle. So this is really exciting for us to hear that one of our portfolio companies is taking a big step forward and making the economy we want to see happen, and in a manner that is consistent with our general beliefs about how the world works. So good job, guys. We're excited to see more of this. Now, that is one way in which you store energy for long periods of time using variable production of electricity that happens from renewables. Another way that you could do it is what we're seeing in the Netherlands, which is burning iron. So this brewery in the Netherlands is actually taking iron powder and burning it. That means they are exposing it to oxygen. It rusts. That's an exothermic reaction. It releases heat. They're using that heat to heat their brewing vats. They can do this during the night. They can do this consistently throughout the day, etc. Now, you then have a pile of rust when you're done. What do you do with a pile of rust? Well, you can actually do the same thing that Plug Power is doing with water. You can run electric current through it and reduce it back into iron powder and then continue it through this cycle. So again, it is a way in which we can store the energy from the sun or the wind, etc., and use it in industrial applications later on. Now, this project isn't a massive project. It isn't going to every single industrial application out there, but it is a really exciting prototype, a really exciting proof of concept of alternatives. And these alternatives are the alternatives we need to be seeing to create the future that we want to see, which is a low carbon future. That's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you found it interesting and exciting. Stay safe. I will talk to you again in a couple weeks. Bye.